Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, a special guest here. But first, let's get started with our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard, hardworking crew, taking care of everyday comfort needs. A pretty comfortable week right now. We're going to have a high day of 76 and low of 54. Take a look at our water temperature brought to us by Aranta Marketing Company. It is down to 73 at the end of the pier. So it's continued in 7 days. It's dropped 4 degrees in 7 days. So that migration is going strong. Seeing some good pictures of Pompano. We'll talk about that later on, but I don't have time. Don't get me into it. We'll be talking about that for 30 minutes. Our river reading brought to us by good folks at Panama City, Coca-Cola. Take a look at Apalachicola, Bluntstown. It's gone up a little bit, bounced around the last couple of days. It's at a 2.4 this morning, but man, that's low. But the river over there at Choctawhatchee at Caryville, we're looking at 1.0. It is flat line. I mean, it has no movement. It hasn't had any movement in weeks. So we talked about that almost every morning. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tides today. Low tide this morning at 4:53, coming in till about 7:45 tonight. And the wind direction changed a little bit, coming out of the south. There's been a lot of north winds lately, but it's coming out of the south at about 5 to 10. That's a quick weather because we've got so much to talk about with our guests. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks, and welcome our guest this morning, Cody Bidwell from Weewaw, Hitchcock, better known as Weewaw. Cody, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, Cody is a consummate outdoorsman. I've been trying to get him on the show. He is a busy man. He's doing all kinds of things. So, Cody, you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
I was born and raised over in Weewaw. Come from a long line of folks that live over there.
And you kin to the Tauntons and all that?
Yes, sir. The Tauntons, the Whitfields. Obviously, I'm a Bidwell. There are not very many of us over there, but they've been there for a while. My mama's family, like I said, is from down in Howard's Creek, so we grew up out there doing all that stuff, and just raised over there on that river and on the bay.
Yeah, so. Yep, that's awesome. Then when Weewaw, so you've been doing all kind of outdoor stuff? And
yes, sir. Here lately, we've been really focusing on mullet. You know, they're running down the beach, so we're catching as many of those as we can, but it's time to go sit and shoot some ducks and some deer and everything else.
So you grew up, and that's the thing about it. We're talking about the Panhandle, our tradition,
yes, sir,
and heritage, and right there in the heart of Gulf County.
Yes, sir.
You had the river there, and then you're right close to the bays and
yes,
the
sir.
Gulf. So you did a little bit of all of it.
I did a little bit of all of it, and that's I'd have to say that's probably one of my passions in this world is that river and that bay, and I guess what we call old Florida. You know, yeah. Just that lifestyle that we all grew up living.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, we talk about it on the show a lot. So when I have somebody like Cody on that's experienced it, and family after generation have experienced it. I remember David Taunton with his
yes,
children
sir.
home. I mean, he would take those kids squirrel hunting.
That's this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
Yes, sir. That's this weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah, we're getting all fired up.
Did you go on it?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grew up out there doing it. My family's been doing it for over 70 years. They've been going out there southern camping. Else? Yes, sir.
I had George David on about 18 years ago. Was on the show, and he'd written a book about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He has.
That's your kin folks.
That's my uncle. My grandma was Betty, and that was her brother.
Yeah.
So.
And these kids that came from troubled backgrounds and dropped it.
That's right.
It's Taunton Children's Family Home, and we promote it every year and help support it. And but he always took them outdoors.
Yes, sir.
He knew the importance of it. Being judged.
Everybody over there, we believe in it.
Yeah. I know, I always get tickled about folks way back who used to build their own boats and all.
Yes, sir.
So y'all used to do some of that.
Yes, sir. The first boat I ever owned was a 14-foot plywood boat with a tiller handle on the back of it. My family, they did a lot of deadhead logging and cutting cypress and all that kind of stuff. So there's always some wood laying around to build a boat out of.
That's great. Are there still some deadhead cypress in there?
Yeah, my Uncle Jerry, they still log every day over there. They still go get deadheads and and they cut some green cypress and stuff too. But deadheads where the money is, so that's what they like.
I can't believe there's still so many, been pulled out of there. That tells you how many there were that way.
There's a pile of them. There's still some guys over there that dive them up and all that kind of stuff.
Kidding.
So yes, sir.
That is so interesting. Well, let's see. So you've got you out of school. You had a good career and all in the early years and all. But you got all kinds of things going on now.
We do. So I have my day job. I build houses out there on the Mexico Beach and on the Cape. But on the side, we have a cast net business. So I know ain't very many of those left around either. But my fiance Rachel, her family's been doing it. Her granddaddy started doing it back in 1942.
No way.
So they started by, every knot for knot, handmade cast nets, and then it evolved into doing mono nets, and that's what we do now. So we do all custom mono nets, and I think we've got 50 nets on order right now. So
no way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what, if you want to say, what's her family started? What was the name of that company?
So it's called Cast Net King. They started down in Clearwater, and then Clearwater got bigger, and they weren't really wired for city life, so they moved up to the Alsilla River. Rachel and I met, and then so she's over in Weewall with me now, and raising our youngins. But her daddy's still over on the Alsilla, and we build nets every day. And
no kidding.
Yes, sir, and try to throw them as much as we can. Go catch some mullet. So
he's building on Alsilla. He's living up there now.
He lives right on the Alsilla. He's got a few acres over there. He likes it out in the middle of the woods over there. So.
Yeah. Well, if you've done any kind of outdoor stuff and redwoods and water and things like that, you've seen Cast Net King.
Yes, sir.
They have sold thousands and hundreds.
We just took off on social media too. Just started pushing it a little bit, and we've had people come out of the woodwork seeing videos, because we got my daughters doing some, tutorials on how to throw, and Rachel on how to throw, and all that kind of stuff. And people have come out of the woodwork saying, "Man, we bought cast nets from Garth or Witt back in 1960 something," and and they said, "Are y'all the same ones that were right there in Clearwater?" I said, "Yeah, we just moved, but that's the same."
Great family heritage.
Yes, sir.
Have.
Yes, sir.
Generation after generation.
Absolutely.
And think about the whole state of Florida, all along the coastline, nets were used all along the coastline. So I know the big demand. It's real popular.
It is, and we've run into a lot where a lot of folks that aren't from the Gulf Coast of Florida don't know that mullet are good to eat, because I guess because they aren't good to eat in other places, but here, they're one of the best things you can put in the fryer.
We're talking about that on a regular basis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I went to Gene's Oyster Bar last week. I said I had a mullet fillet and some oysters, and I said I didn't know which one was better, so I got to go back and try it again.
That's pretty good setup there. That's pretty good setup.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Cody. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with fellow outdoorsman Cody Bidwell from Weewall, and what a great heritage he has, and they're doing a lot of outdoor stuff. We got kids and all, and you know how we feel about having young people in outdoors. And before we get to that, we're talking about outdoor education.
Yes, sir.
You were working a little bit at Weewall High School, in ag and trying to get some outdoor stuff in there.
Yes, sir. I would say that's probably my life's passion or purpose is getting these young kids out there, and either through, like you said, a formal education at the school, which I believe should be in the school. I'd be happy to go to the legislature with you and talk to them about it, because I feel like that needs to be part of the curriculum. But also just getting kids out and showing them, if it's throwing the nets, if it's getting them in a tree stand, taking them duck hunting, whatever it is, just to get them outside.
So I'm going to get he and Wendy that went at St. Joe. She's doing it. You've seen the picture from her classes. So they're going to get together. All the Gulf counties are going to have it. So we want Franklin County, who had it one time, then Calhoun County, Jackson County, every county, especially the Panhandle.
We should. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So speaking of kids now, let's first picture here. Tell us who's in this picture.
All right, so that's Audrey there on the side, holding that up, grinning.
Tell folks who he is.
So Audrey's my daughter. That's mine and Rachel's daughter. Okay. And then the fellow there, that's Rachel's daddy. He goes by Mud. His real name's Garth, but he goes by Mud. He is the cast net king.
He is the cast net king. Look at that net.
He builds those mullet sacks for us, so we have something to tote our mullet in. But he has forgotten more about nets than.
So he builds the bag out of net material.
Yes, sir. That's old shrimp material that he builds them out of, and. But that was them with a sack of mullet they had caught a while back.
I love it. Okay, this next picture.
That's me and Audrey. We filled that sack up that morning. We got on some silvers out there on the Cape, and they were just starting to run pretty good, and we had a good morning that morning. It was still a little warm then.
How do you like those silver mullet?
I love them.
I
love them. They are good, especially those beach run where they're real nice and clean, coming right off the sand like that.
People don't tell a lot of people about this. Okay, here.
And then that's Rachel and Audrey, same sack.
So Rachel, she has it in her DNA, don't she?
Rachel throws a net better than most men I know. She makes them every day. So yes, sir. And Rachel's she's a charter captain. She's
we got to
got
get her
her
come on the show
yes,
next time with you with her outdoor experience and all.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. But this picture, look at this, folks.
So that's our whole crew right there. That's you can see the boy standing next to me. That's Zeke. That's Buddy Cooper, Betty Joe Cooper's boy. He's that youngin'. He lives outside, and then he came with us. That's our two oldest girls, the twins.
Yeah.
Harper and Paisley. Then you see Audrey down there at the bottom, and then Rachel's holding the newest one. She's our little 4-month-old.
That's why she's not with us today, right?
Yes, sir. That's why Rachel's not here. She had the baby. That's little Hollis Jade, but she's carried it on. She's on the beach with us every morning. We go down there too.
So y'all just go down there and just catch a mess of fish.
Anytime we can. They actually skipped school that morning. They went to school late, I should say. They went to school late. They did go back.
Okay, so. I tell people, I used to, when I was teaching and all, and people, I had some kids want to do stuff, I told them I'd write them a pass. And I don't want to, this is a joke now, but since I've been on school board, some parents told me I took so-and-so fishing, they had me at school. I said, well, I'll write you a pass. But I can't do that on you.
I think that one deserves to be on the excuse list there.
What a great picture. I just love that picture.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and one more picture here.
So this is me and Paisley. This is one of the twins. She had thrown, that was her first net full of fish she ever caught right there.
Really?
They were thick that morning. Obviously you can see I thrown a little bit bigger net, but she walked out there with me, waded out there, and that was her first net full, and that was real special that morning to see her go out there and catch that net full of fish. So
I know she had a thrill doing that.
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's a memory right there. That's a memory.
We'll never forget that morning ever. Yeah. So
you're talking about the nets and all. They're all different sizes. Tell us about the sizes, what you like to throw, when you like to throw, and all that.
So we wade mostly.
Okay.
And this is a hill I'll die on. I tell people, ain't no reason to throw a net too big that you can't open it. Go with a smaller net. If you're wading, if you're throwing off of a boat, and my favorite thing to say is, if you can throw it, we'll sew cinder blocks to the bottom of it. We don't care. But if you're wading, and that water's up waist deep or higher, you got to get that whole net out of the water to be able to throw it. Mm-hmm. So we tell people, listen, little 7-8 foot net. I mean, even a 6 foot net. I'm not small, and I'll throw a 6 foot net sometimes if they're out there real deep. Uh-huh. But we can walk people through it. Mm-hmm. People call us and say, I don't really know what I need, because there's a lot of variables with the mesh size and the weights and the sizes. So we help people out quite a bit with, hey, what are you doing with it? What are you trying to catch? Are you on a boat? Are you wading? Or is it bait? Is it mullet? What kind of bait? What, silvers or big roe mullet? All that stuff is important. And unfortunately, there's not a one size fits all for a net. Right. But it's the same. It's the same with a gun. Yeah. A big rifle or shotgun, depending on what you're doing. So,
well, the Castnet King, the company itself and all.
Yes, sir.
And they offer all different sizes. Have y'all ever done a statistics on what the most popular net is?
That hands down, it's an 8 foot 2.5 inch with about 1.25 pounds. That is our go-to mullet net.
Okay.
Sometimes folks will ask for a 2 inch because they're catching more silvers than they are the big roe mullet. But okay. I catch all those fish you saw right there was in a 2.5 inch stretch.
Okay. 8 foot 2.5 inch.
Yes, sir. And we're talking about a stretch mesh. Yep. A lot of folks, if you buy a machine made like a Betts net or something like that, they're talking about the box, and that's the length of the mono, not from knot to knot. We go by the stretch mesh or mesh stretch. Sorry.
Wow. So, but with the smaller kids, you can just start with a small net and just work your way up.
We sell a ton of kids nets. We'll build little 4 foot nets, and we'll custom dye them so kids want all these colors. Yeah. Harper and Paisley, the twins that you saw, they've got a pink and a purple net.
No way.
And Audrey's got a little pink net, and Rachel's got a blue net, and so we'll do them all kinds of colors.
Send me some pictures.
I will.
I want to show those. We're getting ready for Christmas presents.
Yes, sir.
Outdoorsmen. What a great idea for a little girl, a pink one, little boy, a blue one.
We do all kinds of college colors and stuff for folks. I mean, anything you want. So.
So you do
Absolutely.
red, you do orange and blue, or red?
Any color they sell at Hobby Lobby, we'll dye it for you.
I love that. So you can have a Georgia Bulldog one
Yes,
here,
sir.
and a Florida Gator one here, and an
Absolutely.
FSU one there.
Absolutely.
What a great idea, folks, to buy a Christmas present. So, plus, being able to get out and do it with the family.
That's right. That's right. They're running right now. So
They all running. The old timers just talk about them bunching up and running that beach.
Yes, sir.
And it goes back generation after generation.
There's no more fun than loading that net up on that beach. So
Okay, next segment we're going to talk about your connection with Woods and Water magazine. Y'all
Yes,
know
sir.
how I love to bring Woods and Water magazine on here. I show you the articles and read from them about once a month, just different stories and all that. It goes way back to my, especially me, because my brother and I, my late brother and I, when the first edition came out, we said, wow. And I've been reading it since, 1969?
Yes, sir.
So I got a connection with him. So we're going to take a break and come back and talk about that. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times first. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our times today, 11:31 to 1:31. One time right in the middle of the day. Of course, those mullet run all the time, don't they?
Yes, sir.
They don't care about that time. They're going to be looking for food.
I like catching them right at daylight, but they're there.
I know. Okay, look, I pulled up the website on Facebook. If you have Facebook, you can go to it. But I'm going to show it to you now. Castnet King, okay? So here it is. I'm going to show you there's the phone number right there.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. 850, see, can you read it?
It's
850?
404-2047. That rings directly to my phone.
Okay, so and he's got all kind of things on here, but I'm going to go, he's got reels. I mean, we won't show these reels, but man, look at all these reels he's got on here with kids throwing. These are all reels. So check it out. Tons of photos. Castnet King. How cool is that? Okay, so we're talking about all kinds of different things, and we're talking about a magazine, Woods and Water.
Yes, sir.
But before we get to Woods and Water, so what's your goal and passion now?
My goal and passion right now is, if you go to my personal page, it says right there at the top, we're trying to save old Florida. And I believe that the best way to do that is telling stories and promoting the next generation, getting them out there. So I write a little bit. It's a passion project of mine that I finally have just started kind of getting into. I never really put it out a whole lot until recently. Rachel kind of pushed me. She said, hey, you're good at it, do it.
Right.
You know, and so I've started writing a little bit about that. And actually the owner of Woods and Water magazine saw one of my posts. It was a story that I had written about my grandma, who raised me, you know, shucking oysters and that kind of stuff, and how important those traditions are. And he said, man, we'd love to put this in the Woods and Water magazine. He said, well, would that be okay? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, I'm looking through some of your other stuff. He said, what if we make this a regular thing? And I said, well, I got an idea, and I'd really like to write a series of articles or stories about folks who still make their living, you know, in the woods and on the water. And he said, go for it. He said, as much as you want to write, go. So I've got folks from Pensacola to Big Pine Key lined up so that I can go and interview them, write their story, and they'll be posting those or putting those in the magazine every month moving forward.
Okay, so that is something we're really looking forward to. If you haven't subscribed to Woods and Water, we'll talk about that later. You can buy them at all kind of outdoor stores. But this what we're talking about, the real Florida, real people like us doing things like this. And here's Cody's Facebook page. I'm going to show it to folks. Here it is right here. So if you want to subscribe to, here's all the things. I mean, I've read some of the stuff. He's just got some great stuff. But look at there. I mean, you just look at there. Ooh, look at those fish.
That was yesterday morning. It was pretty chilly out there yesterday. I had my duck waders on.
Hey, look, he does have duck waders on there. So anyway, Cody Bidwell. So check it out. And that's one of your goals and passions is try to preserve old Florida.
Yes, sir.
These old stories and the old families and all the new folks that come in. We're all absorbed together.
That's right.
And it makes our heritage. We've got to protect this area to keep it going.
That's right.
And this, with that generation and our generation and different generations doing it, we can do it of all backgrounds. And it doesn't matter if you're just starting outdoors, you still see the beauty of it.
That's right. And you're talking about folks moving here. I think it's important for those of us who are from here, multiple generations, grab a hold of some of those folks that are moving here. Exactly. Take them and show you what it is. Take them and show them what it is that you want to protect, because we don't want to exclude folks. We want folks to come. We want folks to experience it and see how precious
They
it
have,
is.
I found out all these years, they have a deep appreciation
Yes, sir.
of this, and they want to be a part of it, and they want to help protect it.
Well, there's a reason they came.
That's exactly right.
So.
And we all need to embrace each other and handshake each other and protect it. So
Yes, sir.
We got people like this on the front line. I'm so looking forward to this Woods and Water article. You got all kind of people lined up already.
I've got
some people.
So I'm going to start with Rachel and her daddy because it's just a great story to tell. They've been doing this since 1942. It's multiple generations. I've got some of my family who deadhead logs and stuff like that. And I'm going to talk to them. I've got a grouper boat in Carabel. I've got a lobster boat in Big Pine. I've got some guys who still do gill net kingfish in federal waters. They obviously can't do it in state waters anymore. I've got a quail plantation manager who's a friend of mine that I grew up, learned bird dogs and stuff around him. So he wants me to come out. I've got a fish camp down close to DeLand. They're multiple generations with their fresh water. They take people crappie and bass fishing.
Wow.
So it's going to be a long running thing. And even if Mr. Deck or Woods and Water gets tired of reading what I'm writing, I'm still going to go write it and put it out. So.
Well, I guarantee you we're going to be reading it up here, and we're going to be touching base with it on a regular basis.
Yes, sir.
If you have any old timers, I know up there around the Chalk-Tahatchee area, you might want to touch base with Cody. And,
please reach out.
And reach out to them, and maybe you can do a story on them.
Yes, sir.
Some really, all throughout the Panhandle, up in Jackson County, and you mentioned bird hunting and all kinds
Yes, sir.
of stuff.
Yes, sir.
Going on for generations. So
Yes, sir.
This is good stuff.
Yes, sir.
This is good stuff. And I love doing a show like this. This is real folks doing real outdoor things and the connection. You got to get Rachel to come on the show next time.
As long as we can bring the baby with us.
You stay home with the baby and let Rachel come on. But
That's right. I'll have her sit. I'll have her talk. I'll sit outside.
That's why you have big brothers and sisters and
That's right.
uncles and
Yes,
all.
sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
But this is real good stuff. I appreciate you getting up coming all the way over here from Weewalt.
I really appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
And y'all sign up with them. Check out that Castnet King. And this is unique. You just don't see this every day. And I know you're going to promote it in the school systems. I know you're going to do that.
I think that's where we got to go. The new generation is the future, and I think we've got to get those kids, get them outside, teach them, and even as far as the laws and regulations and how to get involved in that process, the kids need to learn all that stuff.
That's good. So any kind of outdoor activity you got, touch base with them, and we'll try to get together on it. Cody, thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Winston.
All
yes,
right,
sir.
Appreciate it. Folks, y'all do something good for someone else today. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, and let's take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.